In the given system of equations, g and k are constants. The system has infinitely many solutions. What is the value of g over k? Okay, so we're given these two lines, and we're told that the two lines have infinitely many solutions. What that means on a graph is that the two lines overlap. So if we had this line here, then the second line in the system of equations would just be completely overlapping it, meaning that there's an infinitely many points of intersection. Compare that to when you have two lines with different slopes and y-intercepts, then they intersect at one point and there'd be one solution. But here, the lines completely overlap. So that means that they have infinitely many points of intersections. So what that means is that we need this line and this line to have the same equation, the same y-intercept and the same slope value for them to have infinitely many solutions. So we just need to find values of g and k such that the slope and y-intercept of both of these equations is the same. And we're told the slope and y-intercept of the first equation, so let's find those. So first we could do is multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of the 5 in the denominator. So if you multiply both sides by 5, on the left-hand side we'll be left with 2x plus 7y, because the 5's cancel out. And on the right we'll be left with 2 over 7 times 5. That's just equal to 10 over 7. Okay, and then what we can do is move the 2x to the other side. So 7y equals negative 2x plus 10 over 7. And then divide both sides by 7. So we'll be left with y equals negative 2 over 7x plus 10 over 49. Okay, so now we have the slope and the y-intercept of our first line here. Now let's rewrite the second equation in terms of just y. So put it into y equals mx plus b format. So we'll do that by moving the negative gx the other side by subtracting it from both sides. So we'll be left with ky equals negative gx plus 5 over 2. And then we'll divide both sides by k. So we'll be left with y equals negative g over k x plus 5 over 2 divided by k. So now that we have the two equations of these two lines, in order for them to be overlapping each other so that we have infinitely many solutions, we need for negative g over k to equal the slope negative 2 over 7, and we need 5 over 2 over k to equal the y-intercept 10 over 49. Now you can't simply just go, oh, g over k has to equal 2 over 7, so g equals 2 and k equals 7. Because remember, fractions can be written in different ways, so this same fraction can just be written as negative 4 over 14 if you multiply the numerator denominator by 2. And then you wouldn't, that doesn't necessarily mean that 4 over 14 is also a correct answer for g over k. So we can't just look at one of the equations, we need to look at both. Because in order to solve for two unknowns, like g and k here, you need two equations. So we have two equations here. So in this second equation, we just have a singular k, so we can simply solve for the value of k. So what we can do is multiply both sides by k, so we'll get 5 over 2 equals 10 over 49k. And then we can just divide 5 over 2 by 10 over 49. And if we do that in our calculator, 5 divided by 2, that's 2.5, divided by 10 divided by 49, that gives us 12.25. So k equals 12.25. So let's plug that into our negative g over k equation. So I'll do that over here. So negative g over k, and we found k to be 12.25. 12.25 equals negative 2 over 7. So then we can just multiply both sides by 12.25 or negative 12.25 to get rid of the negative as well. So we'll just get 2 divided by 7 multiplied with 12.25. That gives us 3.5. So g equals 3.5. So now the question asked us to find the value of g over k. So g over k is this going to be 3.5 over 12.25, and that's simply equal to 3.5 divided by 12.25. That's equal to 0.286. 0.286 if we round to 3 decimal places. So that's the value of g over k.